Greetings with blessings from Lord Giratina. I am Dunsparce of the Distortion world, and I have long since been freed from that plane. Perhaps it was another blessing from Lord Giratina, or maybe it's because I've stumbled upon other tales that don't have to stem within the world of Pokemon. Today's tale is a very interesting one, as Disney 1111, a.k.a. Max Kid 1030, the author of Pokemon Doom Black, has contacted me and, well, shared with me a link to his newer work, and I'm curious to see it. Doesn't necessarily have to be Pokemon related. It's gaming related though, and from what I've skimmed, but let's proceed without any further ado. This tale is Old Light, lost video game from 1993. Old Light is a now legendary and lost game created by the now defunct Red Rain Studios in 1993 for PC, Super Nintendo, and the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive for the Europe or Japanese markets. Yeah, Underling had a Super Nintendo and a Sega Genesis around 93, but PC? Nope. But anyway. It was a survival horror and platformer game that predates games like Myst and Silent Hill, and was said to be incredibly suspenseful and have very dark and mature themes like rape, murder, prostitutes, abductions, and genocide. This game probably would have been very controversial, you know, those crazy senator people. Then the ESRB stuff would be all crazy, but it sounds good. Lord Giratina approves, and so do I, Dunsparce of the Distortion world. The game had you play as one of 4 characters. The first, a man named John Richards, was a short man with a thick mustache and wore a sleeveless t-shirt, blue jeans, and brown work shoes. The second, another man, Joey Watterson, wore a black t-shirt with a biker jacket, ripped pants, and spiked shoes. Let's hope those ripped pants don't have anything to do with him having, rips around his butt or a certain other area. But we're gonna assume they're, leg rips. And now, the third, a woman by the name of Melissa Cruz, wore only a black nightgown that had a faded and dark liquid on the side of her dress and silver high heels. It was blood! It's blood! Probably is, but I'm saying it's blood! Ugh. She murdered somebody! Oh boy. The last character was a cat named Ron, whose fur was all mangled and his left eye was closed and was purple. Oh, hells yeah. This cat is gonna be our new best friend. Best character, 10 out of 10. The graphics were said at the time to be the best for all 3 platforms, and in terms of the SNES and Genesis, were pushing the boundaries of what the systems could do. The gameplay was said to be a mix of Super Mario Bros. And Mickey Mouse and Castle of Illusion. And one of its features was the ability to summon a mouse pointer and find clues in the background in order to solve the game's very complex story. This feature was only in the PC and SNES versions, making it the second game on the SNES mouse accessory be used. But there's an accessory for the Sega Clicker in development, but was canceled after about 5 months into production. Well, technically, Clock Tower used the... Well, no. You could still use the controller. I mean, it's still kind of point and click, but... I don't know. I never played Clock Tower, so I wouldn't know. And then you got Mario Paint, of course, which did use the SNES mouse accessory. So this game did it too. The story was very innovative for its time. The game's story told of an ancient creature called Krublar, who has been reawoken by a cult named Salazar's Hunters, who wish to bring the end of the world. Always with the end of the world. Can't you folks leave that to Lord Giratina, damn it? Fine. However, it was foretold that 4 souls would be sent into the bowels of hell itself to destroy Krublar, only for them all to face their past and atone for their sins. What did the cat do? The cat didn't do anything. Maybe he pooped on too many old ladies' rugs and stuff. I don't frickin' know. Maybe he broke their expensive vases. Might have scratched a few of them. I don't know. Cat's innocent. I don't know about the 3 humans, though. As the game played through, you start to learn the tragic stories of the 4 playable characters. We learned that John was an abusive, drunk father who occasionally would rape his wife and punch, kick, and stab his 6-year-old son until he was shot down brutally by his wife 6 times. You dirty bastard. You can rot in the lowest level of the Distortion world, being murdered by Lord Giratina. Joey was a punk who would go and smoke crack, beat up the homeless, and attack police officers until he was killed by a SWAT team during a bank robbery. And I'm not surprised about you, Joey. You thought this was Brooklyn. You and your Brooklyn rage. But you're dead. Melissa was an A+ student who had perfect marks until she became a stripper after she lost her college funds and was killed when she was stabbed while out prostituting. And Ron was a cat who was loved by a nice woman until he saw his owner killed by his owner's boyfriend. And he got revenge by slicing his throat open with his claws at the cost of his life. You go, kitty. You go. Of course, that wasn't a sin. That was avenging your loved one. That's a good thing for you. You're not even a Pokemon, and I commend you. As you would progress through the game, and the characters realize what their past at the beginning of the game, the characters have no memory of who they are other than their names. They find themselves in front of a gate that has 3 locks, which then, as you learn from tapes and writings, you find yourself in what appears to be hell's equivalent to a melting pit. Your character goes into the melting pit, and you get a cutscene where you get 3 keys, and your character goes back to the gate, and you meet Satan himself, who wasn't bred by Brock, by the way, because you can't have more than one Satan in the underworld, because they will be fighting over it. Anyway, Satan tells you that Krublar is about to ascend from the darkness and will destroy both heaven, hell, and the universe itself. Wait, why would you do it all? I thought you wanted to take over the world. Damn, you're more ambitious than we are, the Distortion world. I hate you. So he gives you an item that is to only be used to stop Krublar, and allow them to atone and ascend to heaven. The item in question is called the Sword of the Ether. The sword is the most intriguing item that can cause 2 different endings. However, only one has ever been accessed. This ending is when your character fights Krublar, and once his health is only at 5 or 2%, use the sword and kill him. And the screen fades to white. And then, nothing! What if you beat him with a cat? The game ends with a white screen. You can't do anything to get out of it. If you try pressing any buttons, nothing happens. Even when you turn off your computer or console to start the game again, it goes back to the white screen, but a text box pops up and says, "You can't continue, for you have ascended. You have atoned for your sins. You are free." This got gamers very angry that they couldn't do a new game or do different playthroughs. Thankfully though, Red Rain Studios produced about 100,000 copies, giving people a chance to play all 4 characters and experience the different ending. Wait. How many people played? I guess less than, I want to say, 10,000 people, because man, they be going through copies like crazy. Also, where were these copies distributed? I want one. I want to get the good ending. I mean, the secret ending. I mean, Venusaur. However, all 4 characters played about the same, but it was the ending that made people curious. A person named Bill Rogerson came forward with an account of the hidden ending if you use the Sword of the Ether before the final boss. He states, after I used the sword on the lower level Salazar's Warrior's Goon, a loud 16-bit roar came from my speakers and the screen shook as a text box came up saying, "You fools! You have used the sword improperly. However, I still believe you could face Crowbar. Go to his temple and finish him, with or without the sword." So the devil got mad, but apparently he still believes that the guy can be defeated. Clearly, I have upset the devil by using the sword. However, he still seems confident that my character, I was playing as the cat named Ron, hells yeah! Cat for life, come on, had the power to stop Crowbar. So I went into the temple Crowbar was in, and the final battle was much harder than if I had the sword. So after 10 minutes of fighting the guy, something different happened. Then the ending most got using the sword. Basically, Crowbar started the mount and he screeched in pain and a text box came up saying, "How could you? I was so close. I could have reached enlightenment. 1,000 hells await you." Shut up. Shut up, Crowbar. 1,000 hells await you. You got wrecked. The game then went on to fade to white. No text box. Nothing. Then I noticed a stream of light coming from the left. And I went left and noticed a tunnel going up. As I walked up the tunnel, the screen turned to black and then nothing. Accentually, I got the reverse of the normal ending, which was thought to be a total bummer. So much build up, and all I get is a lousy payoff, until I turned off and on my console. I was playing on the Sega Genesis at the time. I guess he wasn't in Europe, otherwise he'd be saying Mega Drive. Let's assume that's the case. Okay, the Genesis Mega Drive contraption thing. We'll go with that name. That sounds cooler. Like the normal ending, it stayed on the black screen, but a text box came up saying, "You don't deserve to leave. You may have saved the world, but you lost the sword. No one gets second chances. None can leave. Not even you." Now I'm even more confused. I don't even know if there's another ending. I'm just gonna put this behind me and get on with my life. After the second ending was revealed, the gaming community was now annoyed, thinking the second ending was going to be kind of a bad ending, but instead got a carbon copy of the normal ending. But instead of leaving hell, your character is stuck in hell. After a few months since the ending was revealed, the CEO of Red Rain Studios, Kevin Sunavak, came out with a statement saying, "Old Light was designed to be an invigorating experience in which we tell the story of one's hubris and the digression of our world's many species. We were inspired by the story of Dante's Inferno and the 9 Circles of Hell, and we are also able to give our players the ability to choose what action they can take near the end of the game. But both are final and somewhat complete. The fates of these 4 characters and their histories together are as unknowable as our fate in the gaming community. It is our desire, with everyone here at Red Rain Studios, that these 2 endings be so. We ask our customers to respect our desire and choice. However, we can't confirm or deny the existence of a third ending. But to prove this to you, we are producing about another 200,000 copies, so players can once again experience Old Light once more and find that fabled third ending. Rest assured, though, that Red Rain Studios will continue to produce high-quality games to the Western and Eastern gaming markets, and that Old Light is one of our many adventures, for we have so many yet to come. Kevin S. C. Snovic, Red Rain Studios, Chief Executive Officer and Founder. When the press release came out, the gaming community went nuts by not only the fact that Red Rain was producing more copies, or that there might be a third, neutral ending, so to speak, but the four playable characters might have known each other before the events of the game. Players had begun buying the copies, hoping to find a puzzle or a series of clues in the game to get the elusive third ending. Many speculated what this ending could have, but by the time it could be questioned, all the copies were bought, and some players gave up, and did only one of the first two endings. Red Rain Studios, knowing the success of Old Light, announced that they were producing a sequel called Faded Sky, which would be released around 1996 to 1997 on PC, Nintendo 64, PlayStation, and Sega Saturn. Around this time, Distortion still didn't have a computer. We got the PlayStation very late, and Nintendo 64 closer to around the 2000s. How sad. And no Sega Saturn, of course. Fans of Old Light got extremely excited. They began to come up with theories about the game's story, thinking about how it would follow up with one of the two known endings. Sadly, in 1995, less than a year after announcing the sequel, Red Rain Studios closed its doors and the sequel was unfortunately canceled. A developer for Red Rain Studios, who remained anonymous, revealed that the sequel was only in very early developmental stages, and only the first two levels were completed. He also said that the game's story was to pick up after the third ending, which confirmed that Old Light had a third ending. So apparently the third ending was the canonical ending. But unfortunately the sequel never came out, so it's hard to determine what this canon would have been. The developer went on to say that the third ending is extremely hard to get and only a very skilled gamer could unlock it. To find a copy of Old Light is considerably an extremely rare thing to happen. People have claimed to have a copy and sell it on eBay for about $1 million, but they end up to be fake. However, a supposed shrink-wrap, mint-condition copy of the game for PC was sold at an auction in December of 2012 by a Hispanic man by the name of Santiago Hernandez at around $550,000. Santiago announced that he would live stream himself playing the game for all to see and find the fabled third ending. The live stream occurred on January 12th, 2013, with the viewers, some of which were people who owned the second edition copies of the game, helping and working together with Santiago to find the third ending. After hours upon hours of searching, the viewers and Santiago managed to find the pattern that unlocked the third ending. But after Santiago defeated the final boss, the stream suddenly cut off. People then began to complain that Hernandez lied and kept the ending to himself. But after about 30 to 35 minutes of no feed, the feed came back on. However, Santiago looked like he was tired and was on the verge of tears. When people asked and tried seeking what the third ending was, he refused to speak about it. He hasn't been seen or heard from since then, but his family has said that he is alive and well, but wishes not to reveal what he saw when the stream glitched out. To this day, only Santiago knows what lies within the third ending. but he is in no position to tell anyone at this point. If any copies still exist that still work, it might be in the hundreds by now, but the number could be dwindling. As it stands now, Old Light is one of these games of old age that has now become legend in the eyes of gamers. Maybe one day we will see a resurgence of the old Red Rain Studios crew, and they might restart production of Faded Sky and finally continue the story that has captivated the minds of many children of the early 90s. That ends our tale. Pretty deep, pretty dark too. What was that third ending? Well, it had to be a tearjerker of some sort, with a great amount of suspense that would tire the psyche of Hernandez. However, other than that, it is still unknown, obviously. Mind you, I am also still speculating. But Max Kid, well done on this tale. I was not expecting such an interesting tale with the cat. The cat should have got the best ending though, but no, the cat got trouble too, I guess. But that's okay. Thank you again, Disney 1111 or Max Kid 1030, whichever you wish to be called. Link to the story will be in the description, so you folks can go check it out. It's on his DeviantArt, and I hope you guys enjoy. Anyway, this wraps up the month of Dunsparce's Dark Tales, but that doesn't mean we're done for good, no. It just means the frequency of these videos will be a little less. You see, I've grown to enjoy doing these tales, and you know, we can branch out into more than just Pokemon-related tales. Maybe even in the realms of non-gaming. But maybe easier just to stick to gaming creepypastas. But again, thank you, Max Kid, and everyone that has watched these videos. They will now be a weekly thing, but I assure you, they will still be worth your while. Until that time, I am Dunsparce of the Distortion World, wishing you all a great day. Take care, farewell, love from the Henry Sparse Army, Hell Dunsparce. Until next time, later everyone.